From Omro down to Mayville, from Rosendale to the Ledge, and everywhere in between, it's time to get you caught up on everything happening in the Flyway Conference. This is the Flyway Focus Sport Report, your home for the best whip-around coverage of your favorite local teams. Now, with all the latest, here's Jordan King.
Good Tuesday morning to you. The Flyway Focus Sports Report is brought to you by Cole Oil and Propane, providing energy solutions for Flyway Conference Communities for over 100 years. Check them out at www.coleoilandpropane.com. It was a tight game throughout last night at the pit in a matchup of top 5 teams in Division III, and 5th-ranked Kettle Moraine Lutheran came into Rosendale and upset the top-ranked Spartans 54-51 in overtime. In the final minute of OT, KML sophomore Hayden Lauer hit a left corner 3 to take a 3-point lead, and the Chargers were able to shut Laconia out in the final 30 seconds to clinch the close win. KML got a game-high 25 from Mackenzie Luring. Late in regulation, Laconia was down 2. Tierney Madigan drove baseline, snapped a pass over to Molly Duell, and Duell finished at the rim to send it to OT. The biggest lead in this one was 5 points, and that was an early lead from KML. Laconia's biggest lead on the night was 4. Duell ended up finishing with 11 points. Coach Chris Morgan says he thinks it was Duell's best game of the season.
I thought this was maybe Molly's best game of the season. I thought she really brought a lot of energy and toughness just to keep balls alive and mix it up around the basket. And I thought she was, aggressive and looked a little more comfortable finishing at the rim tonight. So I was, excited to see that, and we certainly needed all the hustle that she gave us.
Laconia had to play the entire overtime period without starters Aubrey Leonard and Peyton Morgan. Both of them fouled out of the physical game in regulation. Tierney Madigan led the way with 20 for Laconia. Finley Morgan had 13. Laconia drops to 9-2. Elsewhere in girls hoops last night, Omro just keeps winning in the lone conference game of the night. The Foxes went on the road and knocked off Winnebago Lutheran 48-33. The win runs the winning streak to 10 for the Foxes, and once again, they held their opponent to right around 30 points. Coach Tyler Geisthart says the game plan always starts at the defensive end of the floor.
They know that if we can consistently hold teams under 40, we got a really good chance at winning, and they've used the defensive end to fuel our offense, and they just feed off each other with that. So love what we did on that end of the floor tonight.
First time in Coach Geisthart's career that they've knocked off Winnebago Lutheran. Ava Cook had a game-high 22 for Omro. WLA's Jill Pino had 9 to lead the Vikings. Lamira got back on the winning track with a 54-38 non-con win against Ripon. Josie Christian scored a game-high 25. The Lions hit 8 triples on the night. Kennedy Gable and Whitney Witkowski each hit 2. Gable finished with 7. Witkowski had 6. Senior Savannah Free added 8. And finally, Mayville lost a close one to Horicon, 52-47. No stats came in from Mayville. That brings us to Super Tuesday tonight in Boys Conference Hoops, the heavyweight matchup between Lamira and Laconia tonight in Lamira. These two teams picked to finish 1-2 by many in the preseason. It features a matchup of a couple of stud juniors in Lamira's Jake Bresky and Laconia's Cash Farrell. Bresky is averaging 23 points and 14 rebounds per game. Farrell on the other side averaging 18 points per game and is an elite defender. Both guys have an excellent supporting cast as well. Both Lamira's Jackson Gable and Laconia's Ethan Pino are averaging right around 16.5 points per game, and both teams have other guys that can go off on any given night. Should be a good one tonight in Lamira. Elsewhere in the conference, Campbellsport heads to Winnebago Lutheran. The Cougars went 1-2 over the holiday break. They're coming off the loss to Xavier. WLA, on the other hand, hasn't played since that Laconia win prior to the holiday break. It's been 18 days without a game for the Vikings. Guess we'll see if there's any rust tonight. Mayville heads to Omro this evening. The Cards are looking for their first conference win of the year. The Foxes, on the other side, do have a conference win, but they've been a little inconsistent so far this season. Good guard matchup here. Mason Huth averages 20 per night. Jordan Schlender at about 16.5 per game. And finally, Springs hosts North Fondy on the Ledge. Springs trying to bounce back from the non-con loss to Kia last week. North Fondy still has yet to win a game this year. All boys games scheduled for 7 p.m. tips. 2 non-conference girls basketball games tonight. Campbellsport set to host Winneconne. The Wolves are ranked 10th in Division III this year. They've already handily beaten 2 Flyway teams so far this season, Omro and Lamira. North Fondy's girls set to make the trek down to Sun Prairie East tonight. Sun Prairie East is 6-6, some Division I competition for the Orioles. Close it out with some hockey. Fondy hosts Fox Cities tonight at 7. The Warbirds host University School of Milwaukee at 8, both at the Blue Line. Back tomorrow, we'll recap it all for you for the Flyway Focus Sports Report. I'm Jordan King.